The following speech was delivered today in the Knesset by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Addressing Hamas directly, he warned, if the hostages are not released, there will be severe consequences. Netanyahu also spoke about Israel's ongoing war against terrorism, the efforts to bring back all hostages, and the broader challenges facing the nation. The speech began with the following. Today, the family of the victim of this morning's horrific attack in Haifa, I extend my deepest condolences. I also wish a full and speedy recovery to the injured. We are in a multi front war. One of these fronts, and not from today, is the war against terrorism. Terrorism that targets innocent people in our country. We will continue to strike decisively and forcefully against these vile terrorists, wherever they are. For over 100 years, some say even 140 years, our enemies have tried to uproot us from our homeland. They have failed, and they will continue to fail. We will hold every terrorist accountable. We will hold every instigator accountable. These are not just words. We prove this almost daily. The people of Israel are strong, and those who seek to destroy us will not succeed. Recently, we brought home 38 hostages from Hamas captivity in Gaza. 30 of them were alive, including 5 Thai citizens, and 8 were victims who were returned for burial in Israel. We all saw how the entire nation embraced those who returned, the heroes who survived the horrors of captivity, and at the same time, we mourn deeply for those taken from us by these ruthless terrorists. Their memory will live on in the heart of our nation forever. Now, let me be clear, we will not stop until we achieve complete victory. Number one, we will bring back all the hostages. Number two, we will eliminate Hamas's military and governmental power. And number three, we will ensure that Gaza will never again be a threat to Israel. Because of our soldiers' incredible bravery and the firm decisions we have made, we have already succeeded in bringing hostages home. Regarding the first hostage deal in November 2023, Hamas initially agreed to release only 50 hostages. But because we insisted, we secured the release of 80 instead. That was not easy, but because we stood firm, we brought home 30 more hostages than originally planned. For months, Hamas refused any further negotiations, and this is not just my claim. Senior officials from the previous U.S. administration have confirmed this as well. Now, let me tell you the truth about the current deal. In this latest agreement, we brought back 25 Israeli hostages alive. That is more than double what Hamas initially proposed during the May July negotiations when they were willing to release only 12. Many critics inside and outside this Knesset were willing to settle for that, to accept any deal at any price. But because we stood firm, we secured a much better outcome. And yet, you refuse to acknowledge this, even to the hostages' families. We will continue doing what is right. President Trump has introduced a bold and an innovative vision for allowing freedom of migration from Gaza, a vision we fully support. This could create a different future for the region. Over the past year and a half, tens of thousands of people have left Gaza by bribing their way out. The rich have fled while the poor remain trapped under Hamas's rule. The time has come to give them a real choice, the freedom to leave, the freedom to build a different future. The terrorist organizations along our borders will no longer be tolerated. We have crushed Hezbollah in Lebanon, weakened Assad's military in Syria, and we will not allow them to regain strength. At the same time, we extend a hand of friendship to our allies, the Druze, the Kurds, and those in Judea and Samaria who seek peace. Our forces are operating deep inside terrorist strongholds at an intensity we have not seen since the Six-Day War. Regarding Iran, I will say this plainly. We will continue to act decisively to ensure Iran never obtains nuclear weapons. We all understand the necessity of investigating the events of October 7th. I agree there must be a thorough inquiry into what happened that day and what led up to it. But that inquiry must be objective, it must be balanced, It must be independent. What the opposition is demanding is not an investigation, it is a political witch hunt, with conclusions written before it even begins. We will not allow that. The public demands truth, and we demand the full truth, without manipulation, without bias. While my government is leading Israel through a war on multiple fronts, we see that some, unfortunately, are trying to weaken us from within. We have heard the lies about our military operations. We have heard the falsehoods about our ceasefire negotiations. And we have seen attempts to undermine those making critical national security decisions. The media has aided and abetted these falsehoods, portraying those responsible for defending Israel as hesitant, while painting those who undermine them as leaders. But these fabrications collapse under scrutiny day after day. Since October 7th, we have made Hamas pay an unbearable price. And when I say they cannot imagine the consequences, I mean it. We have the proof. We have carried out actions no one thought possible, just as I promised. Our military successes have reshaped the Middle East. With the support of President Trump and his administration, we are now preparing for the next stages of this war. Not everything can be revealed, and that's how it should be. Crucial operations develop in secrecy, and when the time comes, they erupt into action with full force. Over the past few months, the world has seen Israel's strength, courage, and strategic ingenuity. Our enemies have felt it firsthand. The opposition, together with deep state bureaucrats and their media allies, have tried everything to undermine us, but it will not work. The majority of Israelis believe in total victory. The majority of Israelis want us to win. But while we fight for our survival, you, our critics, spread division and false accusations. You claim we deliberately abandon the hostages, that we send them to their deaths. You say these things directly to their families. Your incitement is tearing the nation apart, and then you have the audacity to accuse us of division. This is pure hypocrisy. But I have news for you. It won't work. The majority of Israelis see through this. The Israeli people are not fools. I will not back down. I will not surrender to false investigations or politically motivated persecution. I will stand firm because truth and justice will prevail. We will persist in demanding a real objective investigation. We will persist in securing a absolute victory. We will persist in ensuring a better future for us, for our children, and for generations to come. With God's help, we will accomplish all of this, and with God's help, we will succeed. Thank you.